Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chana and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3, soon to be 4. And in today's video, I'm going to be answering a bunch of your questions that I have gotten about Jewish childbirth, my personal childbirth, kind of all of that sort of thing. So let's do this. Okay, so I have a list here of 13 questions, and some are more like generic Jewish childbirthy sorts of questions, and some are specific to me. But I have gotten asked these questions by multiple people, so I figured let's just make a video and go ahead and address all this stuff. Okay, so let's dive right in. First question. What happens if you go into labor on Shabbat? This is such a fabulous question. Okay, so as you all know, on Shabbat, as an Orthodox Jew, I don't use my phone, I don't drive my car, there's like a lot of things that I'm not doing. However, human life always comes first. As we say, we live by the Torah, we don't die by the Torah. So when I go into labor, I am considered as though someone whose life is in danger. So because childbirth can be potentially life-threatening, Chas v'shalom, God forbid. So when that occurs, I can pretty much do whatever I need. So if I need to drive to the hospital, I can drive to the hospital. Also, my husband can drive me to the hospital. You know, whatever I tell him or anybody else to do, like they have to do. To the point of even if I say, you know what, I need this light on or off, my husband would have to turn that light on or off for me. Now, one of my kids, I was in labor on Shabbat. I had gone in for an induction earlier in the week. It took forever. I was still in labor on Shabbat and ended up having to have a C-section on Shabbat. There is no problem with that whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. I didn't have to ask a rabbi or anything like that. There's no question. Of course, if this is what needs to happen, it's what we do. So yeah, one of my kids was born on Shabbat. So yeah, if I go into labor on Shabbat, I can totally drive to the hospital. I can stay home as long as I want, of course, just like any other day. I can, if I have a doctor I want to call and ask a question to, I can do that. If I want to call my doula, she's considered an integral part of my birth team, so I can contact her as well. So yeah, whatever I need, I can do. So those things are good. Okay, next question. Can I give birth at a regular hospital? Yes, I can. There aren't special Jewish birthing centers or anything like that I know of. We're not necessarily doing home births. I mean, there are plenty of Jewish women who do home births, but it's not like a thing that we are required to or that we should strive for or anything like that. We can choose to give birth wherever, however we choose, whether that's a hospital, a birthing center, a home birth, whatever. So yes, I can absolutely give birth at a regular hospital. Most of my friends do, though I also do have friends who've done home births and birth center births as well. So yeah, it runs the gamut. It's really just a personal choice that each woman makes based on her situation and her preferences, just like any other woman giving birth. Okay, next question. Can your husband be in the delivery room? Yes, he can, and he better be. Yes, my husband has been with me in the delivery room for every single one of our births. Now, this is not across the board with Orthodox Jews. I do know other Orthodox Jews who do not have their husband in the room, or who maybe their husband is in the room, but he's behind a curtain, kind of a little bit separate. So that's not there's not a blanket answer for every Orthodox Jew. Most of the Orthodox Jews that I know, and at Orthodox Jewish births that I have attended as a doula, the husband has always been in the room. But again, that's not everybody across the board. Okay, next question. Does your doctor have to be female? No, my doctor does not, and my doctor is not. I actually do have a male doctor. I went for the best doctor for me, and that happened to be a male doctor. So there is no problem with that whatsoever. We should pick the best doctor, and if that is a man, then that is no problem whatsoever. So yeah, I really love my doctor, and I don't know if you've watched my videos before this, you know, he was out of town here at the end, and I was like, huh, what do you mean you're out of town? So yeah, he's back now, and I'm still pregnant, so this is good. Hopefully he will still be able to attend my birth. Okay, next question. Are you able to take all forms of medications like an epidural, etc.? Yes, I can. Again, this is where life comes first, and whatever I need is totally fine. I tend to have extremely long labors, and the epidural is kind of necessary because if you're in labor for like, I don't know, 70 plus hours, you might want to sleep in there at some point. So yeah, yeah, my labors have been really, really long, but they get shorter every time. So here's hoping. Okay, next question. Can you have a blood transfusion if you need one? Again, yes, totally. Absolutely, it's no problem to have a blood transfusion. We can donate blood, we can accept blood, that's no problem. Okay, next question. Will I do a baby naming ceremony? Yes, yes. So we do not say the baby name until the baby naming ceremony. So for a girl, that would be the next time my husband is at shul when the Torah is taken out, and the name will be announced then, and that's basically it. And the baby has a name. And then for a boy, it's during the Brit Milah, the circumcision, and then the name is announced, and that is when the baby has a name. So we will discuss after the baby is born what our baby's name will be, but we won't use that name even until the baby is officially given their name. So for a boy, that's like 8 days later, and for a girl, it's usually just like a few days later, if even. So it just sort of depends on when my husband can get to services after the baby is born. Okay, next question. Why do you wear so much black? Okay, so this actually is a maternity question. It just happens that most of my maternity clothes are black, and because I just get so huge during pregnancy, I like to wear black because it's a little bit more slimming, and I don't know. I will literally get comments in public from people who are like, wow, you are so pregnant, or oh my gosh, you're having twins. It's like, leave me alone. You know? So yeah, I do end up wearing a lot of black when I'm pregnant, and it is hard to find modest clothing for maternity. So, I mean, it's hard to find modest clothing anyways, but to find modest maternity clothing, like even more so. So it does end up being a lot of black because that's just more what's available. Okay, next question. Will I share the news of the birth right away? No, sorry. It won't take too long, but like, there's gonna be some time, like I need to get home, I need to get settled with my baby. I'm not sure, honestly, exactly when I'll be sharing the news, but it's not gonna be like cut the cord, post it on YouTube. No, I'm gonna be focused on my recovery. I'm gonna be focused on my baby, getting settled, adding a new member to our family. It will be soon after the baby's born because I want to share this news with you all. I know that you are all waiting. It's just, birth is a whole thing. It's very emotional, it's hormonal, there's like all the things going on. I'm not going to be able to share it immediately. You know, I need to get settled a little bit back in. So, but I will share with you all as soon as I am able, I promise, because I know that you are all eager and waiting along with me, and I am very excited to share the news with you as soon as I am able. So just hang in there and I will share when I can, but I can't promise that I will share it right away. All right, next question. Will I share the baby's name? No, I will not. Just like I don't share my other children's names, I will not be sharing this child's name. However, I did do a video that's already posted of baby names that we love and that we're thinking about using. So check that video out if you're interested, just sort of in kind of where we're thinking and what sorts of baby names we tend to toss around. Okay, whew, I'm like out of breath. Next question. Will I share pictures of the baby? Yes and no. Like, again, I don't share my children's faces, and just because it's an infant, I still won't be sharing my infant's face, but I'm sure there'll be some pictures of cute little toes and fingers and whatever, you know, kind of the way I do with my other kids, like the back of their head sort of thing. So you'll be seeing the baby a little bit, but you won't be seeing like a full headshot or anything like that. Okay, next question. What are you doing to prepare for baby's arrival? I mean, there's like, of course, the doctor's appointments and just kind of that sort of thing. I do have some items in a shopping cart of Amazon, like ready to hit purchase when the baby arrives, so that stuff will be here by the time that I get home from the hospital. And, you know, that's really about it, I guess. I mean, I'm nesting. I'm trying to keep the house clean so that when I leave, like at least I'm leaving things in a good situation, but clean is a pretty relative term these days, as tired as I am. I am just trying to stay as active as I can. I would love to stay in bed all day, but I know that's not healthy for me or anybody. So trying to get out, go for, you know, some short walks and stuff, and, you know, moving around the house. I do have a doula, so we've had several meetings and have been, you know, preparing that way and talking about things that I want out of the birth, how I want the birth to go, that sort of thing, so that we're prepared from that side. I have packed my hospital bag. I will link to that video in the description box below as well. So that is ready and good to go. And I don't know, I mean, I guess that's it. What do you really need to do? Probably a lot. And I have been getting some things, some friends have dropped some stuff by that I can use after the baby is born, which is wonderful. So I feel like I have some stuff here already as well. And many of you have gifted wonderful toys and blankets and clothes. Thank you all so much for those. I am so grateful and just blown away by your generosity and love. So things, you know, it's just, we're just waiting now. That's kind of the big prep work now, is really just to wait. I feel like there's not much more that I can do at this point to get ready for the baby's arrival. Okay, last question. Will you show us the nursery? No. That's because there is no nursery. It's not because I'm hiding anything. There just is no nursery. So one, our house is not big enough for all of our kids to have their own rooms. And two, we don't really do a nursery. It's like not something we've really ever done for our kids, because they sleep with us in our room while they're babies. So setting up a nursery would just be like setting up a room that wouldn't be used. And I feel like it's a lot of money to spend on something. I'm too practical for that. Like, I don't want to spend all this time like decorating a nursery and buying all this stuff for a room that nobody's even going to be in. So that's just me. I know a lot of people love the nursery and they get really into the nursery. I think that's fantastic. But just for me personally, it's not really something that appeals to me. So no, there is no nursery to show you, but if I had one, I absolutely would. All right, and that is it. Just a short little video to pop on and answer some of those questions for you. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I super appreciate you. If you have any more questions, you can drop them down in the comments below and I will try to get to them if I can. It's harder and harder to do everything these days, so sorry in advance if I'm not able to answer your question. But anyways, for now, I'll go ahead and call this video a close. So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I would greatly appreciate that. And be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so that you don't miss any baby news. And with that, we're done. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload. I've also had some, okay. If you enjoyed and please give the, what the, bleh.